Welcome to the South Texas Amateur Tour Podcast, The Power Hour, with your hosts, Travis Salkowski, Dustin Hassan, Casey Graham, Jason Bird, and Michael Germanuelian. Oh, hello there, friends. I didn't see you there. Welcome to the South Texas Amateur Golf Tour Power Hour. My name is Mike, and I am your host. Welcome, everybody, to our Power Hour back in action. Hope everyone had a wonderful 4th of July weekend, and hope everyone had fun at the Fort Sam event, 9999, this past weekend. It is Wednesday, July 10th. The time is 7:32. The place? Well, we're scattered across the state. Well, really scattered across the two cities. But we are live here in Leander. It's sunny. It's hot as shit. But my house is 65 degrees, and it's a thing of beauty. Guys, excited to be back on the air. Excited to be seeing all your beautiful faces. I don't know what Scott is referring to, but Scott's pissed at me because he didn't play in the 9999. Because I was unable to. And I apologize for that greatly, Mr. Williams. I'd love to make it up to you at the next two-person event, as my partner, Brad Gilbert, has abandoned me. So I just would like to make sure we all acknowledge that. But before we jump into everything else, discussing all things river crossing, all things Fort Sam, all things Riverside. A lot of river things going on. But like the song says, don't go chasing waterfalls. Stay on the rivers. Guys, let's go ahead and bring in my gang, my friends, my compadres, my fellow ambassadors, and first and foremost, the one that, let's be honest, most of you are here for, Bradley Gilbert.
What's up, MD?
What is going on, buddy? I missed that face.
Hey, man. So I have an issue with that intro.
Sure.
You only made 7 birdies when we played last, so it's just not enough. What do you expect?
I'm a piece of shit.
What do you
and
expect?
I've made peace with that. If there are any fourth flighters, third flighters who would like to take on this work in progress, I am currently accepting offers to join someone's team.
Just for the next event. Just for the next event. Temporary.
He just wants to make it clear it's temporary. But I haven't played in a fourth flight or third flight in a hot minute. I'd like to get back to my roots. Fourth flight and third flight lives matter. You guys are people too. But with all that being said, let's bring in the man who, looks like he's in a great spot right now mentally. Travis Salkowski.
Yes, I'm just trying to stick to the rivers and lakes that I'm used to, you know? Yeah, it's great.
I've had 2 weeks of not talking. I've had a week and a half of not talking to a camera, and I've got all sorts of shit in my head that I just like.
Oh my goodness.
A few chances I get to say it.
It is Wednesday, July 10th, everybody, and we are back on the platform after the 4th of July week off. but not really. I mean, it's a Wednesday off, but not all of the above, because it was a rock star 36-hole event on arguably my favorite military course that I've ever been to, Fort Sam Houston Golf Club. I've probably only been to a handful, but it was an awesome time. Cool format. I can't wait to talk about recapping that, but we've got to talk about River Crossing. We've got to talk about what we all did on 4th of July. We got to talk about Brad Gilbert's Seth Henry tying personal best at Brackenridge Park.
Minus 9 to 10 strokes.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, net.
Yeah, net maybe. Yeah, maybe.
And why that score doesn't matter at all.
Yes, we have to talk about why it doesn't matter at all. It's so great. What a great segue that is. And it's just so it's so much fun to be back on the air and talking everything tour with two of my most favoriteest people and friends on the planet. Gosh darn it, it's fun to be here, you guys. Thanks everybody for watching. MD, take us away on this awesome Wednesday evening where we didn't receive any rain at all.
Yes. I mean, it's comical. Like I'm not even surprised. Like I kind of knew like, well, we're going to get rain. And then I'm like, well, you know what? We don't like to get rain. There's a friggin' bubble and it just pushes around us.
Yes, Bird would refer to that as a dome.
A dome. Yes. A bird dome. Let's start with 4th of July. I'd love to hear what everyone did for their 4th of July weekend or celebration. Let's Bradley, what did you do this 4th of July?
Man, I played this weekend. I played what is that, 90 holes of golf in 4 days.
Wow.
Yeah. So Thursday I played Riverside. Friday I shot a measly 1 under at Brack. Saturday,
net 10 under.
Net
net 10. Saturday I shot even at Riverside from the teeps.
Okay.
And then Sunday I played Fort Sam.
Twice.
36 holes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was amazing. It was an amazing weekend.
Do anything with the kids for fireworks or anything like that?
No, not this week. They were with their mom this week. But they're back and we're actually up in Tyler right now seeing family, hanging out with family. So
cool.
Yeah. So we're making up for that time.
MD, what did you do, bud?
Yeah.
We had a birthday party. My daughter turned 4. She was born on July 3rd. She was very close to being a 4th of July baby, but we tend to combine it. So we had a nice birthday party for Miss Emma, and then a weekend. They
were so cute. Your kid. I mean, we're gonna sit here and say, "Oh, you're an amazing podcast host. You're so beautiful. You're such an amazing person." But I mean, let's be honest. Your kid's way cuter than you are, man. Sure. It's amazing how cute your kid is.
I mean, that's that hybrid kind of kid. That's that Asian.
Yeah. Thankfully, she looks a lot like her mom.
Thank God. I mean, it's terrible. She's got my attitude and she's got my personality, but I mean, she's cute. But she's a shithead when she wants to be. I was definitely my dad's curse worked out. He's like, you weren't given a Dermanuelian son to harass you like I've done to him, but he's like, this kid's pretty damn close to being my mini me. So we had her 4th of July birthday, and I think we ended up. I think I walked out of this weekend with like 6 new dresses, a new Build-A-Bear, and several other toys that just don't need to exist in my house. So.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
What about you,
and Travi? What about you, buddy?
Listen, this is going to sound a lot like work to a lot of people, but it was a glorious day for me.
It was on a roof.
4th of July, I reshingled half of my barn roof that came off in a storm, and then did some pool maintenance. Had a medium-sized controlled burn outside on some brush. Mowed the grass, Went down to the lake and threw the line in the water at sunset a little bit down at Canyon Lake. Walked back up, or not walked back up, but came back up into the neighborhood and watched some people shoot off some fireworks. Kaylin went over to a friend's house, so it was reasonably quiet at home. It was uneventful and stressless.
Which is all you care about.
Yes, yes.
Nice.
Like, it could sound like, Greg, it sounds like work, but the fact that he had no one bothering him, and I promise you his headphones were on, and it's 2006 in his ears.
It's so funny that you bring that up because, I mean, everyone watching knows me, right? I am on the barn roof, just up on a little hill on my property. So it's the highest point is where the barn is. And I'm on the barn roof at 6:30, headphones on, probably singing at the top of my lungs, just hacking away at shingles. So definitely a good time. But it's not uncommon for Sabrina to get text messages from the neighbors saying, "Oh, hear Trav singing. What's he working on today?"
And you don't have neighbors that are like right next door.
They're not
so you're
close.
projecting.
Yes, the nearest neighbor is a quarter mile away.
Yeah, you're projecting something fierce to be getting that text.
I'm just in it,
Does he have the proper safety gear? I doubt he's anchored. I doubt there's anchor points. I doubt he's wearing any PPE.
I had headphones on. I had ear protection on.
Had the ear
I had
protection
sunglasses on, so I had eye protection. I definitely was wearing Hey Dudes without socks and shorts.
Oh, you've never worn those before.
Shorts with my, I think I was wearing salmon-colored shorts with my tool belt on. I'm sure I looked...
There's nothing... I love it when I call Travis and be like, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" He's like, "I stepped on a fucking nail on one of my houses." I was like, "Well, you're the only guy who builds houses in freaking Hey Dudes and is caught off guard when he steps through a nail."
Hey Dudes are very common construction manager footwear because you're in and out a lot, right? So you're in and out of completed houses a lot, so it makes sense.
I will find you a pair of steel toe
footwear of construction managers everywhere.
I'll find you a pair of composite or steel toe Hey Dudes.
I was going to ask you for non-slip steel toes for my mother-in-law. She broke a toe.
I can do that all day.
She broke a toe in the kitchen, dropping a box of commercial grade aluminum foil.
Oh man!
I mean,
I bet you those things weigh 40 pounds.
I was about to say that ain't light.
Yeah.
At least.
And that's
I'll take that. Maybe I'll take the footwear catalog.
I will send it to you. There's nothing worse than breaking a toe because it's like you can't do anything about it. When I was a store manager at Dick's one time, I didn't have our bikes and fitness guy in the morning on a Friday morning to unload the truck. So I'm throwing boxes and I've got a bunch of plates that I'm getting put up on a rack. And one of the plates slipped and 45-pounder drops on my toe. Oh. And I'm the only manager on duty. It's first thing in the morning, 6:30 in the morning. No one's there. And I'm like,
help because you can't lift the 45.
Yeah, that's exactly. I text Cindy.
That was super clever.
I text Cindy. I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna probably leave at lunch and go run over to the dock in the box real quick." I'm like, "I'm pretty sure I broke my toe." She's like, "How can you tell?" I'm like, "You see that big fucking blueberry at the end of my foot?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's just a broke." I taped it and went back to work because, like, what can you do on a broken toe?
Nothing. Yeah. You can't.
But I definitely appreciate steel toes more than ever now, considering that's what I wear every day. So
the time that MD's referring to, I was looking at something in a frame, and I was looking up, and I stepped off of a step right onto a roofing nail.
Oh yeah.
All the way in. Bam.
Yeah.
Oh. That wasn't even the worst one. I had this because it sounds so dumb. I had a sliver. That was the worst ever. I was moving a sheet of plywood with a framer, and of course the dude could carry way more sheets of plywood than I could and move twice as fast as I could. Right, so I'm struggling to keep up, and I kind of tripped a little bit, and I slipped and kind of skidded down the side of the stack of plywood.
Oh man.
And it was OSB plywood, and I took like an 1.5 inch sliver in my thigh.
Ooh.
And I'm in my construction trailer with my pants around my ankles, like blood coming out, like trying to get this sliver out. That's my worst.
Well, on that note, everybody, welcome back to the Golf Power Hour,
Exactly.
where we do occasionally talk about golf. Most of the time, we're talking about workplace injuries.
Yeah.
We're all a bunch of walking OSHA violations. So,
yes.
Make
or
sure you
MSHA
get the
violations.
tennis
It doesn't
up.
matter.
They would shut us down for sure.
We'd
But
be
the
dead.
Power Hour has returned. That was our
Power Hour
15
has
minutes
returned.
of jargon, jumble, mumble, BS to start the show. And
That was yeah. Now let's talk about golf. Let's recap and talk a little bit about. Let's start with River Crossing. River Crossing Club in Spring Branch. We moved from Valor to River Crossing for for stroke play event number 4 of the summer season on the Greater Hill Country Tour. What an absolutely great venue. Obviously, Trav, you and I have been playing there a lot over the past few years. We're very fortunate to be good friends with a couple of people there, and they were able to work with you and Bird and get us a Sunday tee times so that we could move the tournament from Valor. And golly, what a great friggin' course! What a great course condition.
Pivot. Yeah. So the overseed at Valor Creek came out rough, and it was a difficult transition. And after working with our partners up at Valor Creek, we agreed that collectively we agreed together that that's not what we wanted to do course condition wise up at Valor on the Greater Hill Country Division, and that we are excited to return there, and they're excited to have us there, but it just wasn't meant to be that day. And in the span of a 4-day turnaround, that decision was made, and a great friend of mine at River Crossing Club, Carl Ludicky, their general manager, fantastic PGA professional, kind of swooped in and came to the rescue for the Greater Hill Country Division event. Stroke play at River Crossing Club. It moved from Saturday to Sunday, and it moved 15 miles south down 281, and River Crossing was fantastic.
Pure.
It
Some
was
of the best
hot.
greens.
It was hot that day,
Very hot.
but from a tournament operations standpoint, River Crossing was awesome.
Oh yeah.
Check-in, scoring in the shade under the oak trees there by the driving range. That was awesome.
Did Sabrina tell you what happened to the tent?
Yeah. I flipped over a little bit. All right. Okay. It's okay. I vaguely was told that I asked somebody to stake it down. I'm not sure what that story was, but I don't know.
Good help is hard to find. You get what you pay for.
Yes.
Did it end up on the driving range or what?
No, but the sail that was attached to it didn't flip. I went to we were sitting there. I was talking to Miss Salkowski and Ms. Keeney, and I'm like, I'm gonna go run up and grab the stakes out of the trailer, and I come back and the thing's upside down and everything's all. It's like I was gone for 3 minutes, guys. What the?
No, it was awesome. I actually played in the professional event that day.
Yes, you did.
With Jackson Wolf, who played fantastic. I played great on the front nine, and he just played a couple shots better than me on the back nine. And it was the golf course was amazing. The tournament setup and every golfer coming from 9 to 10 comes in front of that tent, check-in, staging, scoring area. It just was a really cool place. The food was great. The grill not the grill, but the restaurant stayed open until we were all done scoring. They kept the bar open. Really cool place. If you ever get a chance to play there, it is a private facility. If you ever get a chance to play at River Crossing Club, do it. It is It is worth it. It's not that far up 281 anymore. And
correct me if I'm wrong, Trev, we've already gotten the automatic invite back.
We are going to they are a front runner for the schedule for the Greater Hill Country Division for next year. They definitely want us there. We definitely want to be there. So look for that again, where we'll have more time to include a practice round in the entry fee. Something along those lines. And shout out to Carl Ludicky and everybody at River Crossing Club, from the maintenance staff to the golf staff to the starter marshal volunteers to the pro shop staff to Carl himself. It was awesome.
Yeah, those were the best greens I played all year so far.
I agree. It was the best overall condition as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, those greens were really, really nice. And I thought, the course in general, every fairway was great. Greens were rolling very nicely. The tee boxes were all in great shape. Good scoring. It's not an easy golf course. It's just not.
For sure.
It wasn't just not easy. It was every shot, specifically the tee shot, which is very different than a lot of golf courses that the tour usually plays. You can usually hit the tee shot.
Well, most of the tee shots you just hit kind of straight. Like at River Crossing, you have to be at least you have to know where the hell you're aiming, because you're going to cover corners. You're going to be hitting potentially through fairways. There's several holes that you could do that very easily, and it makes you have to make some decisions on the tee box and commit to it.
So in the both flights played the gold tees. The regular men played the gold tees, and then the professional division played the black tees. So Jackson and I were probably 400 or 500 yards longer, and it was windy as shit down the stretch late in the afternoon. And that wind on the back nine there felt like it was quartering into my fade on every shot.
Yeah.
It was brutal. I thought that was the most difficult golf course that the tour has seen in a long time. Combine that with the best course conditions we've seen all year and in a really long time, and it was fabulous tournament.
Yeah, absolutely great, and nothing but appreciation for them hooking us up there. So let's talk about our winners, and let's talk about some scores. Let's dive into that. Which one of you is going to read those off? I have pictures.
Yeah, go for it. So we can talk about first flight on the net side first. So we just talked about how difficult it was, but man, we had some of these guys making it look easy out there. So for first place on the net side in first flight, we have Patrick Fitzgerald with 4 underscore.
Pretty solid.
68, very solid. Yeah, man, made it look easy on the net side for sure.
Take a check at the picture here. We talked about it moving from Valor Creek to River Crossing. Those are the victory cookies.
Valor Creek cookies.
Those are the victory cookies provided by our 2024 sponsor, Laura Lewis and the Cake Place and More. Find them on Facebook, the Cake Place and More. They're fabulous. But that turnaround, that switch from Valor Creek to River Crossing happened so fast. It happened within the window of the victory cookie being made. So, that's how tight of a turnaround that was for the tour setup committee and all the moving parts on the back end of the tour to make that happen. I just thought that was good. And those cookies were awesome too, by the way.
Are they never not awesome? They're always awesome.
I certainly think that there are awesomers. They're all
awesomers. They're for sure.
Like when Fort Sam's was awesomer.
Fort Sam's was cool.
That was pretty cool.
There's been a couple of cool Brack ones in the past too. Well, congrats to Patrick. 4 under net. That's pretty damn good scoring on that side. What do you got for us?
Only red number.
Yeah, the only red
in
number.
First flight.
That's
really
true.
Yeah. Wow.
5-stroke victory on the net side for Patrick.
Wow.
Really good play.
That's really good.
And then speaking of someone who doesn't know how to lose, is winning everything he
Well,
plays in.
and you know he's having a good time because he's getting on the chat in the
Yeah, exactly.
in the
Yeah,
show.
oh,
It's like,
yeah.
he's
Yeah,
here
yeah,
for
for
one
sure.
reason.
For
Because
sure.
he's in the chat, we're just gonna skip over first place gross. No,
Yeah,
it's
we
fine.
didn't have a first place gross finisher.
Well, listen, he's in the chat, and I'm sure he's texting. He's texting. He's like, tune in. Here it comes right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. All right, so give him some time to catch up. But no, but on first place with a 10 over 82, really good playing. Mr. Bob North.
Woo!
There he is. You getting tired of
And that was
getting tired of winning.
40-42 at River Crossing,
Yeah.
and they played in the group right behind me.
I mean, are we getting ready to call? Are we getting ready to call Bob North maybe like the low key like? I mean,
Favorite?
he's making the Greater Hill Country kind of his bitch right now.
Yeah, he was at the top of the leaderboard already going into this
I'm
one.
so glad you brought that up, because we'll get to the Greater Hill Country points here after we're done with River Crossing and Fort Sam. But it really kind of is turning into like a 5 or 6 person race for the top of the Greater Hill Country division between Bob North, who's on the screen with us right here, and Sean Vidal, and Brad Gilbert, who's on the screen with us right here, and Sam Castilleja, a senior from First Flight, and Danny Lee is right there too. So it's this really cool mix, and those 5 golfers are really kind of separating themselves, and we'll see that in the point standings coming up here.
Awesome.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, so good playing by Bob North as usual. He's top of the leaderboard in First Flight. Good to see. So we'll jump to Championship Flight now. On the net side, we just mentioned his name, Mr. Danny Lee, with a 3 under 69, which is a one-shot victory over Scott Shaw on the net side. I mean, that is, and I would like to know. I don't know if Danny's in the chat, but I know Bob is. If they've ever played the course before, or if that was their first time. But really good playing by Danny Lee on the net side at 3 under, one-stroke victory.
Danny shot 1 over gross to get to that 3 under net. So that's
very, very stout golf.
Very good. Yeah, very good. And then in the gross side for the championship flight, coming in with an impressive 3 under 69 is Scott Shaw for a 2-stroke victory on the gross side. Really good play in there. And I want to say,
what a cool dude Scott Shaw is, by the way.
Yeah.
And his 69, I always love kind of, and this is going to sound so terrible. Like, I don't want to highlight strokes left out there or mistakes or anything like that, but that's a 69 with 2 bogeys on par 5s.
Yeah. That's
right. So that's how good that 69 is. The 3rd hole playing dead downwind, and the 17th hole playing downwind late in the day. So what a great 69, fighting off Seth Henry by a couple shots. Bart Wilson was right there. Solid playing, Scott Shaw.
Yeah, very good playing, Scott. And I will say I played with Seth, who came in second at 1 under on the gross side. That was the first time I played with Seth, and man, I thought he was going to pull it off. He was playing really good down the stretch as well. So that was a fun little battle watching the leaderboard and being with Seth there. But really good playing, Scott.
I blew it on the back 9.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it is. You're exactly right. So it was tight down the stretch.
I just couldn't get anything to drop. Like, I was making, I think every birdie I had, I drained. The only birdie putt that I had to make, the only birdie putt that I cared about making was on 11, I think, because playing as a +1.
That was the one you had to give back, eh?
That was the one. That was a birdie net par, which felt great. But I don't think a single birdie I had a single birdie other than that wasn't from inside 6 inches. Like, I was throwing darts and shit.
Yeah.
So Scott Shaw and Seth Henry coming down the stretch.
Yeah.
Scott bogeys 17.
Yep.
And Seth eagles.
Chip in
That's
eagle.
such a good eagle.
So
that's a tough hole.
Three
Yeah.
shot swing. Seth's trailing by just a stroke.
Yeah.
Going into 18 right there, and then Scott birdies 18 for the
Yeah.
2-shot win.
Seth hit one of the best chip shots I've seen to date on 17 there. I mean, it literally was a perfect speed, dripped in. I don't know if y'all remember, but 17 pin was diabolical.
I mean,
Yeah.
that whole itself is diabolical because
Yeah,
it really is. I mean, your miss is to kind of
so fast.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It does not do you favors to like come up short of the green.
Yeah.
You want to hit the front of the green and try and roll it to the back.
Yeah.
Leave yourself something coming up.
To it. Yeah, 100%. Yes.
I had a 10-foot birdie putt, or no, par putt on that hole straight up the hill, and I ended up double bogeying the hole. So I messed that one up. But no, that was really fun to watch. Seth played really good. I will say though, on hole number 9, I did clear this with Seth's legal team, so I can make the statement. But I outdrove Seth Henry on hole number 9.
Wow.
Yeah. I think he hit a 3-wood or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, it was fun watching that battle. But yeah, Scott Shaw pulled it out at the end.
Well, very, very nice. Yeah, I mean, Seth Henry out there laughing.
And look at the next comment right there by Gregory Graff.
Unbelievable, Greg. You know better than that.
Oh, it's terrible.
I mean, it's drive for show, putt for dough.
If it hit the sprinkler head, it bounced
neither
back.
one of you putt for dough.
Yeah. 50 yard, and now you don't have to pump it up that much, Seth.
I got Seth by like 2 yards one time, and I've got Dustin Weldon by 1 yard, and I'll talk about that till the end of my
exactly.
life.
It just felt good. Felt good to get him.
My 99 mile an hour swing.
Yeah.
Eat him.
We're not going to talk about how he birdied the hole and I bogeyed it, but we're just going to talk about the drive.
I'm not going to talk about an eagle versus a double bogey and that kind of big swing.
Yeah.
Well, all in all, congratulations to those flight winners at River Crossing Club.
Yep.
Shout out to River Crossing Club and everybody there, including their newest volunteer starter, Kevin Keeney. I hope that goes well for him. And a shout out to the tour's newest ambassador training, Natalie Keeney, Kevin's wife. I think we'll see. I think we'll see Kevin playing a little bit more if Natalie.
I certainly think we will. I mean, I even sent Keeney a text. I was like, "Hey, tell your wife like I enjoyed hanging out with her and Sabrina." I was like, she laughed at everything, and she was okay with me saying terrible things, and we sat there and judged people at the range, and it was so much fun.
She's so good about, hey, are they up next?
Yeah.
She's like, I'm gonna go get them.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You, what's your name? Yeah, your ass is on the tee. Hustle.
Yeah.
Like, it was fantastic.
Mrs. Keeney.
I felt like I was in training. I thought she was in charge, if I'm being honest. But shout out River Crossing Club. Thank you for hosting. And now we turn our sights to Fort Sam and the 9999 event number 2 makeup. I mean, I obviously did not participate. I have nothing to add to this conversation. Why don't you two talk a little bit about the course setup, course conditions? Obviously, we had a really, really good turnout. Seemed like it was a really fun day just based on the text and the pictures and stuff. So tell us about it.
Rain out. Let's start with that. This was a rain out event from April. The spring transition for Fort Sam at the time was a little less than desirable, and the course conditions were a little rough around the edges 3 months ago. And we got blessed with a rain out The Salado course flooded that day, and we rescheduled to July 7th. 36 holes, 4 9-hole formats. So essentially 4 different 9-hole tournaments combined into one. 8 a.m. shotgun, 2 p.m. shotgun, lunch in between, range balls all day. And again, let's talking about tournament setup. It was just so tight and convenient and really just such a cool show to walk out of the banquet scoring room onto the putting green, which is where the carts are staged. It's just such a cool facility to host an event. It was just really cool. I love.
He's not going to let this shit go.
He is so mad.
I let him know
to play in that tournament with MD agreed to play in that tournament with Scott Williams.
I gave him a week's notice that Cindy was going out of town,
and MD bailed on Scott for his daughter's birthday.
I gave him a week's notice that Cindy would be out of town and I was not going to be able to play. And I don't know. I don't know if Scotty made arrangements after the fact. I always feel like he would be a far more desirable partner to have than me, just strictly for vibes.
Jason Cross, I guess.
He could have called anybody. But if I'm being honest, I think he just wanted to say he didn't play so he could fucking needle me with it.
Yeah.
Please send a disclaimer at the beginning of the show about language, everybody.
Yeah. If you don't like my language, if you know me and you assume that I'm going to have a clean...
That's why the disclaimer's there. You have to put the disclaimer on the match play.
There's no video that I can be in that doesn't have a disclaimer that says probably going to say fuck a couple of
times. 11.
Speaking of rough language, it was very interesting the way that we had the format set up, and that it was alternate shot and shamble first, like the hardest.
Let's ruin friendships on the first 18.
Yeah, it's like, it was just really tough to get a groove going, which I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really cool the way that was set up.
Yeah, so the tour setup committee orders those formats slowest to fastest, right? Just like we do with the 666, right? You play the slowest format first and to the fastest format, which is alt shot, right? Alt shot's always the fastest, then scramble, then shamble, then best ball's the slowest. Playing golf is the slowest.
Sure.
Then picking your drive and playing golf is next. Yeah. And then scramble, and then alt shot. So we chose a slow and a fast in each set. So So that.
I was following along. It seemed like pace was okay.
It was really cool. The 8 o'clock shotgun started at 7:58. It was
perfect.
Driving away right on time.
Yeah.
Pace of play jumped out to a good start, ground way down to what felt terrible, and then spaced out and was right on 5 hours.
Yeah,
perfect.
8 lunch, switch carts, second round opening announcements, driving away at 1:58 for our 2 p.m. start. I mean, it was perfect.
No complaints.
Flawless execution.
What do you think of the golf course conditions then versus now?
The course conditions then versus now?
Yeah, course conditions in April versus what you played on Sunday.
Yeah. Man, I thought, obviously the greens are in recovery mode from the previous time, and they were really soft. And I mean, to be honest with you, that Saturday before, we got a lot of rain. I don't live too far away from Fort Sam, and I was having some local flooding at my house. So that's why I was kind of, concerned that we were going to have a rain out again. But thankfully, they got the course ready. And, the course conditions, I thought were great. I thought they were great. I mean, the combination
great too, and I know that the head golf professional at Fort Sam, Brandon Ellis, a good friend of mine. We're going to have him on the podcast talk about military golf in San Antonio. And he just got approved for a $1 million bunker renovation project at the 2 courses at Fort Sam. So we want to talk about that. That's and awesome. how non-military non-military personnel get onto the military golf courses. We want to talk all about that. So we'll have him on a show here coming up not too soon, maybe an off weekend show after the Hill Country playoffs. But Fort Sam, really cool, really good value, really tight tournament setup, and a brand new format, which we will do again for sure. That was 9 holes best ball, 9 holes shamble, 9 holes scramble, and 9 holes alternate shot. I mean, it was
the
awesome.
Monster baby of Jason Bird.
Listen, we've talked about doing it for a long time, and we've always wanted to do it at a 36-hole facility, and it just made complete sense, and it worked out well. Man, 11, was it a pain in the butt to score?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But so Golf Genius scored it live for everybody to see where they were live, but it didn't break it.
Yeah.
It didn't combine the morning round and the afternoon round. Let me rephrase that. It couldn't combine the morning round and the afternoon round and then gross net it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
we're too complex for Golf Genius.
Yeah.
Jason Bird has submitted a patch in the software.
And it is very important to note that the tour committee works hard scoring because we have that equity across the flights, that net score, that gross net scoring format really preaches equity across the flight the whole way. And that's why some of those complicated formats take extra time to score, because we're really guaranteeing that equity doesn't ever leave.
Yeah.
Bob North is just sitting here watching like, we'll just go friggin' win gross. That way you don't have to worry about it.
Well, that's
Bob North is still there. Can you show my next picture, please?
Yeah. Exactly.
Now, to be fair, that's a net. So
that's why me and my partner Charles Romero, we were just looking at the leaderboard, like, all right, well, Bob beat us by 4 strokes on the first 18. How many is he going to beat us by on the second 18? That's we knew we had to keep up with him. So
it's like, I'll just play everyone by myself.
Yeah.
So let's dive into the winners of the Fort Sam 99.99. Yeah, T-Sal, I think you have those.
This is me. I've got it up. We're going to start in first flight. I'm looking at pictures on the STX Am Tour website right now, which is where the official results are. And this is one of those events where the paper scoreboard in the scoring area was the official scoring board.
That's the Bible.
Talked about, right? So we've got first place net, first flight, 128. That is 13 under par. 143 was par. So that's 15.
Not often you hear 128 and say that was really good playing.
Yeah,
right.
36 holes, it's okay.
2 rounds. Yeah. That's really good. That is 31, 36, 32, 29.
Ooh,
Rick Hoynesy and Bill Blake.
Oh, my God.
That is a tall dude, by the way.
That is a big-looking dude.
That is a big dude. Congratulations, Ricky Ho and Double B. First place net cookie winners at Fort Sam. Someone's got to get that first cookie, and it was them.
Good stuff.
And then first flight, gross side, the only score under par gross in first flight, shooting 34, 1 over 37 in alt shot, 35, 32, 138, Bob North, and OJ Hernandez. That's back-to-back victory cookies for Robert North.
The America cookies, the American flag cookies were phenomenal.
Oh, and awesome. It's tough to see in the photo here, but there's a really good photo on Facebook, on the Facebook page of them. That's 3D. That dog tag that's a dog tag on the American flag, and that dog tag is 3D, and it's really, really really clean.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, congrats to these two. Bob enjoying his dominating run on the Greater Hill.
Look at how happy OJ is to be up there with Bob North right there.
Well, I mean, he's got Bob carrying him.
At this moment
Bob,
in time, Bob
you need a
North
partner.
up there right now is saying, "Gosh, guys, come on."
Bob, if you need a partner,
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
I heard Scott Williams is looking.
Yeah.
I heard Scott Williams needs a partner.
Championship flight.
It's hilarious.
Fort Sam 9999. Brooklyn 99 is one of Sabrina's favorite shows. So.
Such a good show.
99. First place net also at 128. Jeff Kutzlarczyk and John Everhardis. I know John is also watching the podcast this evening. So
Nice.
Shout out to you guys. They rode away with their victory cookies at a white house. That's so good.
Thank you, Greg.
Jeff and John, do we have a picture of them?
Who?
Jeff
Yes, and
and John. There they
Yeah.
are. Jeff and John. That's first place net championship flight. Now their gross score was not that far off the pace.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got lots of tabs open. They were right there, under par gross as well. Just got clipped in the alt shot format. That was the only format they had over par. Everybody that the other three place winners in Champ Flight were under par in all four formats. Jeff and John were under par in 3 of the formats, and then just 2 over par in the alt shot.
I want to say it's nice to see someone in a bucket hat who won a golf tournament that isn't Lazaro.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Jeff and John, 15 under par net. Congratulations to the victory cookies for championship flight net.
Yeah,
Championship flight gross. No stranger to victory cookies in
on
this
either
area.
tour.
Right.
This is a fabulous score. 12 under par total for the tournament. 35, 1 under par in the shamble. 4 under par alt shot.
God,
Unbelievable.
I
mean, that's amazing.
That's years of partnership.
And
In
it's not,
sync.
like,
Yeah.
it's not like, 4 under par alt shot at Brack for 18
Yeah.
holes. No,
Yeah.
that's 4 under par alt shot in 9 holes on the back 9 at Salado. You know, and then the 2 under par in the best ball format and 6 deep in the scramble format. To take
nothing
home
less.
first place gross, Dustin Weldon and Sean Vidal rocking the victory cookies. Shout out, Cake Place and more. Find them on Facebook. Those victory cookies are, it's cult classic. It's so fun to talk about. They are the event trophies for they're the awards, they're the prizes,
Yeah.
and every time they're different and they mean something, and they mean something to family members when you take them home and eat them around the table. It's just one of the coolest things I've ever been part of in my career, and shout out to Laura Lewis and the Cake Place and more. It's really special.
And of course, shout out to Fort Sam. We are their favorite tour to have come out and play. And
and PGA professional Brandon Ellis, his staff there, fantastic job.
Yeah.
Really, really, really above and beyond the whole day. Really cool experience for the tour at Fort Sam. Really happy to be there. Really excited to go back. Can't wait to have Brandon on the podcast here in a couple weeks. It's going to be a really fun show.
Yep, absolutely. So, guys, with all that being said, we've played a lot of Greater Hill Country golf. Let's talk point standings. Here is your updated top.
I do have
10.
one. I do have one more thing. I'm so sorry, MD. I'm so sorry. This is a reminder from Brandon Ellis at Fort Sam Golf Club, and you will get an email from MD from the partners email in relationship to our partners at Fort Sam. Everybody in the field from the 9999 is going to get a bounce back complimentary green fee at Fort Sam.
There we go.
Just pay the cart fee when you roll.
What a touch
Shout
of
out
class.
to Brandon Ellis and his team at Fort Sam. Can't wait to be back there.
That's more than a touch of class.
Sure.
That's such a touch of class. I need to call SVU right now. Like, it's great.
Be on the lookout for that email, MD. I will get you that.
Guys, Bob North won again.
Woo, Bob! The gifts just keep on giving.
It doesn't stop. Doesn't stop.
Be on the lookout, competitors, for that email coming from MD at partners at stxamtour.com.
And if you guys want to respond and just say hi, I do enjoy getting emails, and I promise you I'm faster at responding than Jason Bird. But that's neither here nor there. Moving on. I mean, Bird will tell you the same thing. I don't even care. Moving on to the top 10 of the Greater Hill Country. Let's just be honest. Like, we've seen most of their ugly mugs up here today, but let's just talk about it, I guess.
I love it.
So, in 10th place, 375 points up on the board.
I know.
Miss
Casey
Graham.
Woo! Casey
Glad to see he could get in the top 10.
It's kind of he stayed in the top 10. He had a good showing at River Crossing. Missed the Fort Sam event, but he is somebody who can play good at the Bandit. He is somebody that plays good at Wolf Dancer. I'm sorry, it's not Wolf Dancer. It's Lost Pines.
Lost Pines.
And he plays TPC well, so who knows what's going to happen there.
He does play TPC well.
And look who he's right behind, 10 points behind 9th place.
Crazy.
Woo, Scott Shaw playing on fire right now. We could see that name move up. I know. It's Wolf Dancer, WOOF, Greg Graff. And look at how tight 10 through 6 are, and then look at how tight 1st through 5 are. So this is what I was talking about earlier in the show a little bit, how it was kind of separating a wee bit.
I mean, it feels pretty tight between first and first.
Yeah, right.
Listen, I wasn't trying to toot Bob North's horn anymore. We've done it all night long for the last 52 minutes, it seems like.
Bob's watching the show tomorrow. He's watching the show again on Friday.
Repeat.
But it is
Can you change the title on the Facebook promo to the Bob North recap?
I'm calling it the Bob North Classic.
He's playing so good, and he's such a good dude to be around. I love Bob North.
Who's sitting in there at 8th place? I played with Mr. Sinclair at River Crossing. Had a great time with him. 390 points. 8th place, Hunter Patterson in 7th place. 6th place, Micah Carroll. And again, that is the very tight grouping in there for sure. And then we get into a little bit of point separation. Danny Lee in 5th place, been playing really, really solid. He is
just solid. Always there, always in the running.
He's
somewhere getting a gift card placing or one out, just right there.
Yeah, I feel Danny's close to breaking out. I feel like he's close to getting a gross win. He got a net win with Crossing, but.
Speaking of people that are breaking out, speaking of people that are playing some damn fine golf, Bradley Gilberto, 4th place on the Greater Hill Country point standings list. Danny Lee is, I mean, you can just feel his breath on your neck right now.
I feel him coming for me, for sure.
But I'm going to agree with Jeff. Bob needs to go to Champ Flight.
Yeah.
Bob, if you have a normal gin account, I will find it. You're going to be a +3 like me in no time.
I told you Bob was texting all of his friends to watch the show.
Yeah, Bob's like
way to stick in there and give it to Bob, Jeff. I love that. It's the Bob North Power Hour.
It's the Bob North Power Hour. Sam Casieja In
Also
third
playing
place, playing
Yeah.
very, very well right now. Sean Vidal in second place, missing stroke play at River Crossing, but slightly, maybe kind of running away with it. Bob North. And, Bob, I think that I think the Greater Hill Country is just the Greater Bob North division.
I think this leaderboard is rock solid, and everybody remember that 2 places on the 2024 South Texas Match Play Challenge team come from the Greater Hill Country Division playoffs. And once you get to the playoffs, kind of anything can happen, right? I know, right? But this top 10 feels really rock star. Anybody on that team in this top 10 right now contributes to the team, and that's really cool.
But anything can happen at TPC.
For sure.
Right. Yep.
For sure.
TPC is just a weird, TPC is TPC. We'll just leave it at that. Congrats to our top 10. I'm sure that we have a couple of people out there like Scott Williams who's sitting there saying, I'd be in the top 10 right now if my MD hadn't fucking canceled on me. And to him, we apologize. Speaking of making the team, here's your South Texas Match Play Challenge at Riverside.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Beautifully done. It is
Danny Puckett,
Genie.
Global Fairway Logistics, proud partner, 2024 STX Am Tour partner, Danny Puckett, Global Fairway Logistics. Find them on Facebook as well, or if anybody needs any videography, graphic design, golf related or not golf related, you can email MD at partners@stxamtour.golf, and he can get you connected with Global Fairway Logistics and any of our partners at any time.
Yes, absolutely. This is the roster of our 2024 team. Excuse me. We have our first 3 players: Dennis Sanowski, Gregorian Calendar Graph, and Willie Nichols.
Whoa, Willie! Back in the field at Riverside.
Ask me about my Willie.
Woo! I love this graphic. It's going to be the graphic that keeps on giving. The next 2 names on here are from the Greater Hill Country, and then the summer season, and then a sponsor selection, which I gotta tell you is going to be David Falconer.
I kind of figure.
And then we've got the wild card and the horse race and the playoffs from the trail division. And look at those last 2 spots on that graphic. That has never happened before. It's going to be super special down the stretch.
Time to start ingratiating yourself to Travis.
The team has expanded from 16 to 20 golfers,
which is so cool.
Cannot wait.
That is cool.
At Riverside, I cannot. How cool is this statement? How cool is this statement? I cannot wait to bring out-of-towners to Riverside.
Yeah.
That is not a sentence that has been uttered in the previous 10 years.
If I don't make the team, I'm caddying for someone on the team because I am going to be there. That's going to.
I'm already taking applications.
You can work for sure. I promise.
Yeah,
Travis. Sure. You need something to do. Travis will find it.
I remember. I remember one year, Casey said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
If I don't make the team, I want to be there doing something, and he cooked and served the championship dinner that year.
Well, no, it's like when you're a kid. Like, you can't go to your parents and say, I'm bored, because you know that's immediately good. Well, I'll fucking find something for you to do.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you're going to be doing something, Brad. Hopefully, Mr. Gilbert, you're going to be playing.
If it helps the team, I'll do whatever.
Brad, you and I are going to be playing, and we're going to be podners.
There we go.
Podners.
Yeah.
I can't wait to bring the Houston Amateur Golf Association to Riverside for 4-ball and singles matches. I'm
Par 3
really excited
action.
to showcase the culture of that facility, combined with what I think is my favorite of the renovations of late.
I agree.
I agree. And this is something for us to bring Ruben in to discuss at some point, but I have seen a lot of pictures. I've had a couple of people text me some pictures of my personal favorite course on the trail in Cedar, and it's starting to shape up.
We are going to do a podcast with Ruben from Cedar. So we will get to see some Cedar Creek first on, and hopefully before the end of the year here. I can't tell you what or any details, but the Willow Springs renovation is going to be really freaking unique and really freaking cool. So
it's going to be, I mean, hey, shout out to the city, shout out to the trail for putting the money into where it needs to be.
And the Alamo City Golf Trail for putting that money back in. You are exactly right, MD. You are exactly right. The Alamo City Golf Trail gets so much crap, and
pretty sure that's all they get.
Sometimes rightfully so. I get it. Sometimes rightfully so, but certainly not all the time.
Yeah.
And all in all, what the golfer in San Antonio has for public municipal access is pretty cool. Greg Graff, no, Willow will not go back to original routing, although that would be cool.
That would be sick.
But for those that don't know, Willow used to go the exact opposite way. Number 1 used to tee off down the hill on number 9 fairway, and number 18 used to come up the hill from 1 fairway up to 1 tee box.
Oh, interesting.
Way back when. There was a driving range with nets way back when at Willow. So
the
I can't wait to bring people to Riverside. I love Riverside. I love the way it feels like baby almost.
It is, and I think those green complexes are some of my favorites on the trail for sure.
Yes, I really like them.
I agree.
mean, I think we're gonna have a lot of fun setting up pins.
I play Riverside a lot. It's certainly the trail course that I get to play the most of right now, and I love the back 9 there. So that's where I kind of go on the off days. I'll go walk the back 9 at 7 in the morning, and there's nobody out there. It's still a little misty, and it's sun just coming up, and it's dead quiet. I love Riverside.
Yeah, I mean, I always liked playing there. I always, we maybe had 1 or 2 times where we jumped the gun and announced me as a winner, but I've always liked that golf course.
I'll tell you what, I've only done that one time, and I did it one time. And was it Ruben Ramirez?
No, it was
Renee. It was Renee. Renee Realme. Birdies 16, 17, and 18 to beat MD by 1, and I had already Facebook posted.
It already
Facebook like that.
That's hilarious.
But this
that was the tournament that Casey Carnes shot 61 in.
Yes.
Before the renovation.
62.
Yes, this is all prior. This is like 7 years ago.
Way back.
I'm pretty sure that popped up. Actually, I know it happened. It happened like 6 or 7 years ago because I remember it coming up on my Facebook feed. And I'm like, oh, look, it's Travis's biggest mistake on social media. That's why he doesn't do it anymore.
And that 62 that Casey Carnes shot that day was the tour low scoring record until Seth Henry shot 61 at Willow Springs.
Yeah.
And made people shoot 69s and 67s look like pieces of shit.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy. Riverside is cool.
I lost by 8.
And as a reminder to everybody, registration for Riverside this weekend stroke play event is closed. We are going to obviously be taking emails, info@stxamtour.golf. Feel free to shoot an email there, and we can get you on the wait list. I imagine we're going to see first notice to players probably tomorrow night.
Yep. First notice to players tomorrow. Second notice to players Friday. Remember, everybody, you know your tee time already. It is a 7:45 shotgun start.
Carts will be
Saturday
there.
morning. And here is the big announcement tonight. This will also be in the first notice to players newsletter tomorrow. San Pedro driving range opening at 6:15 a.m. Saturday morning, exclusively for tour golfers in the Riverside event. Shout out to Javi Garcia and his team at San Pedro for going the extra mile for the tour golfers on Saturday morning. Utilize that. Smile, be polite. That's him going in way early for us.
Yeah,
That's awesome. Yeah.
so that's awesome. That certainly makes it easier for me to go use the net. Excuse me, at Riverside. But
I love that. I'll tell you what, that's another thing I like about Riverside. 6:30 in the morning at Riverside by yourself. There's nothing like popping shots into that net. Just crack. Oh, it sounds so good.
The best rounds I played at Riverside, I haven't hit any balls. I just chipped a little bit, put a little bit, and then hit the tee.
I need 10 to 15 golf balls and then just chip and putt.
I need 2 hours.
In an ideal universe, yes, I need 90 minutes.
Yeah.
But if we're gonna play like that, like I'm coming in from North Austin, it's still gonna take me an hour and a half. So yeah, I'm gonna roll in.
Right, the hole number 10. If I'm talking about just me playing 9 holes at Riverside in the morning, number 10 I'm hitting a cut driver on. Number 11 I'm hitting a little cut driver on, and that walk across the bridge can make up for 30 minutes of warm up on the drive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Travis starts hitting balls at 5:30 in the dark.
I would arrive at 5:45 with a 15-minute window to look for items that I have lost in the truck on the drive over.
Yeah.
And annoyed because Starbucks wasn't open.
Oh man, I'd rather get to sleep.
Well, guys, we're going to wrap it up. But before we do that, I do want to make sure that we toss this out there. Obviously, we have had River Cross and we've had Fort Sam. We are having Riverside this weekend, but still open for signups July 21st. That is Almost Basin. That is stroke play. We haven't seen Almost in a hot minute. Excited to get back there and see what they have in stock for us. And then, of course, rounding out our upcoming or currently open events here registered for July 27th, Team Best Ball in the Greater Hill Country Division. The Bandit Golf Course. Course is going to be fun. It's always a good place to go play. If you haven't gotten out there in a little bit, go check it out. It's a really fun track. But July 21st, July 27th, 2 events open for registration currently. Be on the lookout over the next few weeks to see August opening up as well. We'll see that pop up in the newscast or in the email blast as well. But get to stxamtour.golf for all open events. Check out leaderboards, check out scoreboards, check out event history, all that good stuff. And yeah, get over there and get signed up. But aside from that, guys, that is a night for us. Closing thoughts, Travis.
What a great show. Greater Hill Country Division on the downhill, on the downslope to the playoffs. There is an event in August that is open for registration on the Greater Hill Country Division. The Lost Pines event on August 18th is open for registration. That was just a July graphic. It was totally fine.
That's what I had. That's what it was given.
It was great. It was great. Great. There is also a trail division in August that's open for registration as well. So visit the sign-up page on the tour website for all events that are open for registration. But what a great show! So
Travis is like, if you read the email blast, you'd know that. You dumbass.
I want you to know that I said
He's annoyed with me right now.
Just in the newsletter yesterday.
Yeah.
It's like no one sent it for me to pre-check, so I didn't.
Well, that's because Mr. Graff answered the phone. You know?
It's all good.
You called him, so I mean.
I know. I'm just teasing. It's okay.
I get a 10 o'clock text from you saying, "Sorry, buddy, forgot to call you."
I know. It's been a rough, busy week. But visit the sign up tab in the main menu on the website, stxamtour.golf, for everything that's open for registration. There are currently 6 events open. We are on the home stretch. Point standings really starting to mean something. And I will leave you with a classic. It's an oldie but a goodie. Ladies and gentlemen, every point matters.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Straka confirms. Every point matters.
Closing thoughts, Brad Gilbert.
Oh yeah, I don't have much. I'm just really looking forward to Riverside. I'm ready. I'll be traveling all week, so I won't be able to play until Saturday. So yeah, plan on going low though. But really enjoyed these last 2 Hill Country events. I mean, they were amazing. So yeah, looking forward to Riverside.
I really am excited to get back to the trail, excited back to Riverside, and excited to really feel Riverside starting to mature. The greens getting smoother, the rough filling in, the fairways being tighter. The other cool thing about Riverside this weekend is that the tour event and the tour event only on Saturday will have golf carts. So it'll be the tour's first showing at Riverside with golf carts. Front 9, cart path only. That front 9 plus 10 and 18. So this side of the bridge will be cart path only. That side of the bridge, a little bit more grown in. Will be off the cart path.
It growed it in already.
It growed it in down there yonder.
That dog will hunt. Closing thoughts for me. River Crossing was friggin' awesome. It's such a nice course to go play, and it's a good place to go work on some stuff, I also thought. So I feel good going into Riverside. I did not actually touch my clubs for a full week. So I picked up my golf clubs for the first time on Monday and was swinging and been doing 2 hours a day and getting back into it. So I'm really excited to get into it this Saturday, play some good golf. And we continue to have I feel like we say it every year, Trev. I feel like it gets a little bit crazier because in the last 2-3 years, we've added between Greater Hill Country and the fact that you and I consistently are traveling once or twice a month to go play somewhere, we're busy as shit. Like we've got all of the Greater Hill Country, we've got we've got the trail, then we go to Colorado, and then
tour travel, scouting. You're exactly right. I mean, the next off weekend is Labor Day weekend, which
isn't even an off weekend.
Which there's an ambassador outing in the works of being planned now, so that's really not an off weekend, you know. But I just did the math. It is July 10th, and Riverside this weekend will be the 17th tour event of the year already.
Of how many weeks?
What
are we into? Or
29? 17 for 26.
Dang, that's crazy.
I mean, I'll be honest, almost 2 weekends home in a row for me. Cindy's super excited to kick me out to go play golf.
Y'all down there yonder.
So, Riverside down yonder. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. Congrats to all of our winners the past couple of weekends on the Greater Hill Country. We are looking forward to heading back to the trail, Riverside. 745 shotgun. Going to be freaking good golf. And, yeah, there you have it. My wife, get him out of the house. Go play golf. Find you a love like that. That being said, guys, everyone have a good night. And we will see you next week and this weekend. Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks for watching.